Hi, everyone. As we get to the end of chapter 1 of Mishle, of Proverbs, wisdom personified will be speaking to us and really warning us about taking the wrong path. The main way of taking the wrong path is by ignoring wisdom itself. As we've been talking about in previous weeks, wisdom is encouraging us to listen to its voice. It is encouraging us to avoid following these impulses that are letting us listen to bad people around us, to follow the wrong way, to commit crime, to commit sin. And towards the end of this chapter, it says, because they hated knowledge and did not choose fear of the Lord, they refused my advice and disdained all my rebukes. They shall eat the fruit of their ways and have their fill of their own counsels. That is not good. That is bad things are going to happen to you, wisdom is saying, if you don't listen to my voice. And there's this one phrase here, lo avu la'atzati. They refused my advice. And I was just thinking about the whole idea of eitzah, of advice. It is sometimes hard to give good advice. And in some ways, I think it's even harder to listen to advice. You have to really trust the person who's giving advice. And sometimes there's a bit of hubris on our part. And we avoid listening. We avoid taking that advice. We think that we know better. And even people who have our best in mind, who really want to help us, sometimes we are just so darn stubborn that we refuse. Wisdom is enunciating that for us. Wisdom is out there on the streets. We've talked about that a few weeks ago. It's out there. It's trying to get your attention, and you are not listening to it. But also we have people who love us, who we know love us. And not only that, people who are wise. They have experience. And still we sometimes fail to muster the humility to listen to their advice. Wisdom is trying to remind us that there is good advice out there if we are willing to open our ears, if we're willing to open our eyes, and we're willing to learn. There are no guarantees. Even the best intentioned advice can sometimes lead us in the wrong direction. But if we fail to listen to advice that is well-meaning and well thought out and comes from experience, as wisdom's does, we may end up taking the wrong step where we could have taken the right step. So you might want to consider this Shabbat, who has given you good advice in the past? And whose advice did you refuse when you might have accepted it and taken the right step? And hopefully in thinking through our own experience, we gain the opportunity to make better choices in the future. This coming Shabbat, we'll read Parshat Pekudei. It is the last Parsha of the book of Exodus. And I hope you'll have an opportunity to be with us on Shabbat to hear the Torah read. Shabbat Shalom.